Good morning, teacher.
Good. Good,
Good.
teacher.
Okay, that's great to hear. Since all of you have already read the short story called Living, let's begin with a quick recap activity to refresh your memory. I have shared a short gapped summary on the screen. Can you all see it?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Just give me a second. All right. Okay, this passage is a summary of the story. I will call out few names. Each of you will read a sentence aloud and fill in the blanks. Are you guys ready?
Ready, teacher.
Ready, ready.
Okay, I love that spirit. Okay, Kanagis, please read the first sentence.
Okay, teacher. The short story Living by M.G. Wasanji follows a young boy named Alu who receives a scholarship to study medicine in the United States.
Well done. That's correct, Kanagis. The answer is medicine. All right, Hasdiana, please read the second sentence and try to fill in the blank.
Okay, teacher. He is excited about this opportunity as it represents a chance for a better life.
Okay, close, but think again. The word starts with the letter F.
How about future?
Yes, that's the correct word. Good job, Fatina. All right, Sumaya, your turn. Read the next sentence and complete it. Is Sumaya here?
Can I answer it, teacher?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the next sentence. However, Alu's mother, a widowed and protective woman, is deeply worried.
Yes, excellent work, Kintan. All right, for the next question, I want Kanagis again. Can you read the next one?
Yes, teacher. She fears losing her son to a distant and unfamiliar place.
Okay, that's close, but think of something bigger than a place, like a nation.
Um, is it country, teacher?
Yes, that's the word we are looking for. Well done. Okay, Isa, please go ahead with the next one.
Okay, teacher. Despite her concerns, Alu is determined to follow his dreams.
Great, that's the right word. Okay, again, Intan, can you go for the next sentence?
Of course. Um, the story highlights the emotional struggle between a parent's love and a child's desire for freedom.
Correct. Independence could also be accepted. All right, class, let's do the last part together. Now, I will read the final part for the summary. Please listen carefully and then help me to complete it. Okay, in the end, Alu is allowed to leave, but the story leaves reader with a sense of dash about the cost of pursuing change and the pain of dash from loved ones. For the first blank, how do you feel when you are unsure or emotionally torn about a big decision?
Sadness?
Yes, that's the correct answer. Now, for the second blank, what do we call it when two people are far apart and can't see each other often?
Is it separation, teacher?
That's absolutely right, Viana. Well done, both of you. You all did a wonderful job today. Okay. For the next part, we will move on to the group discussion. I'm going to divide you into two groups and place you in breakout rooms. Each group will receive one questions to discuss based on the story living. Is that clear, students?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay. Once you are in your breakout rooms, teacher Batrisha and also teacher Nafisa will share the questions on the screen. So make sure to pay attention and work together as a group. You will have 8 minutes to talk and share your ideas together. Again, Teacher Batrisha and Teacher Nafisa will join your groups to guide and support you during the discussion. After the discussion, one representative from each group will present your answers to the class. Is that clear, students?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Yes,
Understood.
teacher.
teacher.
Great. I will now open the breakout rooms. Good luck and enjoy the discussion.
Alright, let's start now. Today we will have a group discussion about the role of education in a short story Living by Moyes Jivasanji. I will guide you on how to answer the questions, but feel free to share your own thoughts too. You can talk together first. I will come around to support.
Okay, teacher.
Teacher, can I ask what does role mean in the question? Is it like the function?
Yes, exactly. Role here means the purpose or the importance of education in a story. What part does it play in the plot and character's life? What else do you want to ask?
Um, do we talk about whether education is good or bad for them?
Yes, you can. That's one angle. You can also think about how it motivates the characters or causes conflict.
Teacher, I think the mother sees education as dangerous. Like the mother scared it will take her children away. Is it okay if I say that?
That's a great idea, Vienna. You can say something like the mother sees education as a threat to family unity. It sounds more academic. Want to try saying it like that?
Okay, the mother sees education as a threat to family unity.
That is perfect. Now let's go a little bit deeper. If you were in her position, how would you feel when your children leave for education abroad?
I want to say the mother feels sad and hurt, but is it okay to say like that? Or should I use another word?
That's a good idea, Hastiana. Maybe instead of sad and hurt, you can say the mother feels emotionally distant or the mother feels rejected. That's a bit more academic.
Oh, okay. So the mother feels rejected because her child chooses education over staying close to the family.
That's correct. Now, what about others?
So can we say like education becomes a source of conflict because it separates the values of the mother and the ambition of the child?
Exactly. Now, you guys can write that down and prepare to share it with the class in a few minutes. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Anything else you want to ask?
No, teacher.
Okay, thumbs up. Now, please return to the main call and choose one representative to present the answer using the guiding questions I have provided earlier.
Okay, teacher.
Hello guys, welcome to the breakout room. As for this task, I will be guiding you throughout the way. Now, we will discuss how a mother's love affects a person with reference to the short story Living by M.G. Vasanji. To start off, can anyone tell me what does the mother want for her son in the story?
May I try, teacher?
Yes, you may.
The mother wants her son to stay with the family instead of going away to study abroad.
Yes, that is absolutely correct, Isa. How exactly does the mother show her love in the story?
Mm, she shows it through her action more than her words.
Like, even though she's clearly hurt, she lets her child live because she knows it's the best for his future.
Wonderful, Adriana. You can say she sacrifices her own feeling just so her child can have a better life. And that is real love.
Understood. Thank you, teacher.
Most welcome, Adriana. Now, do anyone think the mothers love helping or holding the child back?
I think it's a bit of both. She loves deeply, which gives the child a strong sense of belonging, but at the same time, her emotional attachment makes it hard for the child to live and grow.
Yeah, like she wants what's the best, but she also scared to let go.
Exactly, Fatina and can I guess? Her love is comforting, but it also creates guilt for the child. It's not meant to hold them back, but it does make living harder.
Oh, I see. So even though she doesn't say much, her actions show how much she cares. That's actually really touching. I didn't think of that way before.
Beautifully said, everyone. I'm really proud of how you connected the story to a deeper emotions and real life situations. It shows great maturity and understanding. Now, you may return to the main call. Thank you, everyone, and keep up the great work.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Alright. Hello, student. I bet you had a great time with teacher Nafisa and teacher Batrisha. So, how was the previous session? Was it interesting? Do you all understand the story better now?
Yes, teacher, it was really interesting. I think all of us understand the story more clearly now.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm so glad you all have a better understanding of the story. Now, let's move on to the exciting part, the presentation. Are you ready to show what you have learned? Which group would like to go first?
Group A, teacher. I would like to share.
Great job, Group A. Now, what can you summarize about the role of education in the story? Alright, Vienna, the stage is yours.
Thank you, teacher. Okay, for our group, we think the mother sees education as a threat to family unity, and the mother feels rejected because the son, Alu, choose education more than staying with family. So, in here, the education become a conflict that separates them. But actually, I think the mother doesn't support her son to study, and she doesn't want him to be successful, teacher.
Well done, Vienna. You really understood the strong emotion in the story, especially how the mother feels rejected. That's an important part of the story. However, just a little thing to keep in mind, the story doesn't say the mother doesn't support her son or wants him to fail. It shows she's scared and worries because she loves him and is afraid of losing him. So, when we talk about this story, it's good to focus on what the text actually shows. Great job so far, Group A. Last but not least, I have one question for you all. Why do you think the mother's biggest fear is when Alu leave for study abroad?
Teacher, she is afraid they'll forget their roots and abandon their culture.
That's a thoughtful point. Can you explain a little more? Why do you think she what do you think she's truly afraid of losing?
I think she is scared that if they go too far, they won't come back, not just physically but also emotionally, like they will change too much.
Yes, that's such a powerful insight. It's not just about the distance, it's about the disconnection. You really understood the emotional side of the story. Well done, Viana. Now, for Group B, you will be sharing your parts with Teacher Putri. Please welcome.
Hi everyone. I hope your earlier discussion with all the other teachers were insightful. From what I've heard, you had a great discussion about how the mother's love affect Alu. You explored whether that love helped him grow or holds him back. So now that you've thought about his emotions and action, I would like to hear what part of that really stayed with you. So can I have Sumaya to answer this question?
Yes, teacher. For me, the mother's love is shown through her actions more than words. She wants her to stay. She wants her son to stay, but allows him to live for a better future, even though it hurts her. This shows her love is selfless and strong. While her support gives her a sense of belonging, it also makes living harder as he feels guilty. Her love is both comforting and challenging, showing how deep and complex a mother's care can be.
That's a beautiful observation. It's true. Sometimes action speaks louder than words. All right. Now, just a quick question before we dive deeper. So, have any of you ever experienced a situation where someone showed love without actually saying it directly? Something similar to what Alu's mother does. Anyone wants to answer this question?
May I answer it, teacher?
Yes, Kana, go on.
Yes, teacher. I think I have. My parents don't really always say "I love you," but then they show it in small ways, like waking up when I come home late or making sure I've eaten. It's not loud, but it really means a lot to me.
That's a wonderful example, and I'm really glad that you share it. Just like in the story, love isn't always spoken. It's felt through action, routine, and care. Those quiet gestures often mean more than words. You all explained this beautifully, and your reflection showed really great emotional insight and maturity. Well done, everyone. So now I will hand you over to Teacher Priscilla, who will guide you through the final part of our session. Good job, everyone.
Thank you, Teacher Putri. Well done, everyone. You guys did a really good job. Well, now, before we end our class, I have a creative challenge for you guys. It is our 6 words summary game. We just finished living a touching story about Alu and his mother. I want you to now think, if you could summarize this whole story in just 6 words, what would you say? It can be emotional, factual, or poetic, as long as it expresses something meaningful from the story. Let me show you an example. He left, she stayed, love remained. Now, take 30 seconds to think of your 6 words. I will randomly call out the names of 2 members from each group. So be ready, everyone. The clock is ticking. Alright, time's up. 30 seconds passed. Now, let's hear your summaries. And you can explain them briefly too. Alright, let's start with one of our Group A members. Viana, can you share your 6 word summary with us?
Alright, teacher. He dreamed, she worried, both cried.
That's beautiful. Why did you choose both cried?
Because Alu cried when he was rejected before, and later the mother cried when she let him go. So in the story, they both were said in different ways.
Lovely observation. Thank you, Viana. Emotions on both sides. Well said. Alright, next may I call Intan?
Um, America calls, mother resists, love wins.
Wow, powerful. Why love wins?
It is because even though the mother didn't want Alu to go, she let him. So it's like because she loved him more than her fear.
Exactly. That is the real strength of her love. Okay, now let's go to representatives from our group B. Iza?
He leaves home, she loses sleep.
Very poetic, Iza. Why loses sleep? May I know that?
Because the mother is restless, always thinking about Alu's safety and future. She stay awake worried.
That's true. It shows her sacrifice. Alright, last one. May I have Fatina?
Bright future, heavy heart, silent goodbye.
Oh, that's a strong summary. Can you explain silent goodbye?
They didn't say much when he left. The goodbye was quiet but full of emotion.
Yes, that's true. Sometimes silence says the most. Great job, everyone. Thank you all for sharing, and I'm really proud of your thoughts today. You showed that you truly understood the emotional depth of this story. Living isn't just about traveling or studying abroad, it is about sacrifice, growth, and letting go with love. The mother knew Alu might never return, but she still let him go. That is real strength. So I want you to take this message with you. Sometimes love means setting someone free. Alright, thank you so much for your participation today. You may leave the meet now. Take care, everyone, and see you next class. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
teacher.
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher.